Hello, you are listening to Between Sets. This is Fuzz.
Mike.
How's it going? Do you know what? I can obviously hear myself, and it is nice, you know, that. Hello. So you're listening to Smooth FM. Thing is, I've got a reputation for that now.
Head. Yeah, it's in my head. I'm good.
How do you feel?
How are you?
With me being inside you, Mike? Yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy week again. What about you?
Good. Yeah, good. We like crazy. Crazy's good. Yeah, very productive, very busy from a business perspective, I would say. Enrolling new clients, making sure they're all set up, good to go, nutrition, planning, programming, all that good stuff.
You've opened up a couple more slots as well, I see.
Yeah, it's just a couple of spaces that I notice in my calendar. I try and keep some flexibility, but I've got a lot of people that are doing, as you know, kind of the same slots weekly now because it suits their schedule. So yeah, just trying to pinpoint certain slots which are vacant a lot of the time, make the most of my time, basically.
So if you want a PT, guys, and you have a open hour every week where you can be working out, get your finger out, stop having a morning wank, and go down to the gym and see Mike. All right.
Those two aren't mutually exclusive, by the way.
Was that a good advert? I don't know. I think after that, people aren't going to want to pay us to advertise their business. Imagine. Stop wanking and go to Starbucks, guys. Not that Starbucks would advertise.
Under Armour sponsor me. I need new gym clothes.
Mate, they're sponsoring
if I
Project
get sponsored
Wash.
by Under Armour, something's going madly right or wrong from their perspective. Can you imagine this mug? I'm just like, it's proudly sponsored by Under Armour.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, mate. That's not going to happen, mate. So
I can live
maybe one day.
I can live and dream.
One day, maybe, depending on how long this podcast goes on for.
Yeah.
How's your car? Anyway, I want to hear about your electric, sexy Audi e-tron.
It's great. I love it. It's just easy to drive. I don't know if you got caught in the whole traffic situation earlier in the week with the bridge getting stuck.
This was
basically
yesterday, wasn't it?
Was it yesterday? Yes, it was. Well, that really ruined my morning basically. So I got to the bridge and saw the road was closed. I was like, oh shit! So I had to go back on myself, join the dual carriageway, go all the way out to the other junction, turn around and come back. I was nearly late.
What time was this though?
This was early, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Exactly, mate.
Yeah,
it was mental at 8 a.m.
Yeah,
Luckily, I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, one person I was talking to said it took her something like 45 minutes, which is normally a 5-minute drive from where we are.
Yeah,
madness.
It's crazy.
We
rely so much on that bridge, and what's funny is that there's fucking two of them, and yet it's still an issue.
Yeah.
The amount of roadworks going on.
It's crazy. But yeah, car is nice. It's very easy. It's very stress-free. It does a lot of stuff for me, like auto braking and all this kind of stuff, which I didn't know I needed until now. Sitting in traffic is just easy. It's nice.
This is what you find though. Like I went from a really nice car, probably similar to yours, and I've had to take a bit of a step back because obviously it was a company car, and I wanted to be a bit frugal with my car choice. And it has, it's lacking a couple of those. Like you do kind of rely on almost that auto braking, like the whole cruise control, following the same lane thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta lose it. I can't afford it. It's an extra like £100 a month or something. I'm like, stop being such a fucking lazy prick. You can control your own car.
The big thing for me is it's automatic. I hate driving a manual car, and I have done it for the past 3 years just because, again, financially we had this car, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make the most of it. But now I've done my time. I'm back in my nice car. Got my automatic.
I couldn't go back to manual. My wife's got a manual car, and sometimes I have to drive it, and I just begrudgingly just whatever. I'll take it to the fucking car wash, you lazy bitch. It's fine.
My wife's kind of scared about driving the automatic, and I just kind of say to her, if you can drive a manual, you can drive an automatic. It's one pedal. Basically,
if you can drive a bumper car, you can drive an automatic.
Yeah, it's just the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, just don't bump the car.
With the auto braking and that thing, it's like you don't. It is genuinely one pedal.
Yeah,
you don't have to do anything. Yeah.
But women, not women. That sounds really bad. But a lot of people, women in
Yes.
my life,
Yep.
just coincidentally, a lot of
Yep.
people don't understand cruise control, or they're scared of using it, which I kind
Love
of
cruise control.
understand. But yeah, like before I lived in Kent, I didn't really like. I came from Milton Keynes. There's no point in cruise control. There's a
No,
roundabout every
you've
two
got
meters,
motorway, 10 meters, and motorway, motor roundabout even.
roundabout. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Whereas, yeah, Ken, it's like cruise control is your best friend, mate. Use it,
Yep.
utilize it. I don't really understand. I won't lie though. Cruise control in a manual car, I do find it weird, especially when obviously with your
Okay.
car, cruise control
Yeah.
slows down for you and stuff, almost takes
hmm
over. You couldn't do that with a gear, like with a gear stick,
No,
could you?
so no, so I had cruise control in my previous car, which was a manual, but it's essentially it's in gear. You set the cruise control, and then
Yeah,
aside from you tapping the brakes, it will just stay in that gear and just go
but
essentially. But there's
exactly,
nothing
yeah.
special about it. There's nothing adaptive about it. But yeah, but
There's
yeah,
three things now that I have to
very
have. Like
happy.
if I have a car, I have to have a reversing camera,
Yep.
preferably one of those cameras that like you probably got it on your car, where it's like you can
Top
see it from
down.
a bird's eye view. So like when
Yep.
you're parking, you know you're in the lines and you haven't got to worry too much about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I have to have Apple CarPlay. I just have to. Like Apple CarPlay is an
Yep.
absolute necessity now. And what's
Does
the
it
other
have to
thing?
be wireless for you though, or can it
No,
be
you
like
can get. So this one
yeah,
wasn't wireless. I just got a wireless adapter for like it's like
yep.
£20 or something now. It's so cheap.
So yeah,
Yeah, carry on.
yeah. This is the thing. So I use Android or Android Auto because I'm a peasant
Because you're a
basically.
twat. Yeah.
But similar sort of situation essentially. So I had to contact the company I got it from and tell them that it's come through without the SD card. Um, Normally integrated apparently, but in this case, from changing
Oh,
hands somewhere, it's been taken out of the car. And they said, well, you can order one and we'll reimburse you for it. I just said to them, well, if I'm using SatNav, I'm just going to use Google Maps anyway, so don't worry about
yeah.
it. Just yeah, it's what it is.
But as long as they're aware,
Yeah,
is my
they're aware
internet
of it.
gone?
So
So I think I lost you for 2 seconds then.
yeah, I was trying to reconnect, I think, but no, all good.
Cool. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. It's a bit weird with the whole SD card thing. It's very like
Yeah,
old school, isn't it? I guess.
it's a bit
These
odd,
electric
but
cars, you expect them to be a bit more futuristic. But my third
mm,
thing is a panoramic roof. My son absolutely loves looking up
oh, really,
whilst we're driving.
okay.
And it's just so cute because you'll go, "Oh, Daddy, clouds!" and it's just like, "Yeah, shut the fuck up now." But it's really cute. It's really cute.
I've never had
Uh,
a car with a panoramic roof, so I can't say I can't say whether I need it or not.
as a
Um,
driver, you don't
my
really, you can't see through it. Isn't it? You're obviously looking forward.
no,
It's a bit
fair.
dangerous, if anything.
But I think this is probably taking the award for my favorite car I've owned. Um, Second favorite. So I had a Kia before this, which was there was nothing wrong with it. I just didn't like it. It's
Yeah,
too much effort. It was fine. Um, but the one I had before that was a 5 Series BMW Estate. And I know estates are kind of like old people cars, but I love that thing. It was so
yeah.
comfortable. It was so easy to drive, and this kind of is taking the place of that. It's just very
I just
easy.
find estates quite a bit too low. Like that's how. So I had a C
Mm,
class estate before my Range Rover,
yeah.
and it was just too low. That is the reason that did my back in because it was
Right.
just so
Okay.
low down. Going driving in that car for hours with
Mm,
my legs straight like that because you're quite low down almost. Whereas in
yeah.
like a Range Rover, at least your knees are bent quite a bit, and you get a
Yeah.
little play and wiggle room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
genuinely,
I hate
the
estates
five
now.
series it had so much adjustability in terms of the seat positioning. It was just so comfortable.
Yeah,
It was a wonderful car.
but BMWs don't have indicators, do they?
You don't need them. Everyone needs to look out for where you're going. That's the rule. And now that I've progressed to an Audi, I'm now have my own lane. It's the Audi lane. Get out.
It's the Audi lane. It's the cunt lane. Get out. Oh, shit, I've got to beep that. I keep forgetting about
Uh,
that. I can't use that word. Come on, Sam.
you're
Right,
making
yeah,
editing for
carry on.
yourself here, dude. You're making editing.
Airsoft. You've invited me to Airsoft, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah. Do I
man.
need to book in, do I? Is that a thing I need to do? Have you
You'll
booked?
need to book in just to reserve your space, but I have largely all the equipment you're going to need.
Because it's like is this right? £5 for no equipment and then £10 for equipment? Is that,
I think
am I looking
you pay £5 reservation fee, and I think you paid
okay.
25 on the day, but it has to be cash. That's worth noting at this site. you'll see exactly why. You're going to be
Fucking hell,
like
Mike.
losing a limb because there is no signal there.
I haven't
And
got a
I
job, and
do
you're
mean,
all
yeah,
right.
there is no signal, man. None at all.
Okay.
It's going to be our first day out. It's our first between sets day out. And you're going to get
Yeah,
shot to
maybe.
shit.
I need
And
to. I
so am
need
I.
to. Okay, I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking.
Oh, it's on like 2 podcasts at this point. It needs to happen.
Okay. All right. All
It's
right.
going to be
That's
good. You're
fine.
going to enjoy it. It'll be fine. There's plenty of people going from the gym as well that you'll recognize.
I don't recognise anyone from the gym, mate. I just head
Yeah,
down,
you
focus on what I'm doing.
again. I'm gonna change that. It's gonna be good.
All right. We'll
So
have to
we've
report
had
back on that.
yeah, it'll be fine. We'll get some footage. Be fun.
I think the listeners can already hear that I'm begrudgingly I'm just accepting this. I'm having to pay for
It's
something as well that I'm not really going to enjoy. I don't think. I don't know.
it's an experience. I wouldn't worry about it. You'll
Okay.
be fine. It's enjoyable. Promise.
Okay.
Um, but we've had an eventful week. So we ended up in A&E for various reasons
Yes.
on Monday. Um, which in and of itself, that it's all fine. Everyone's fine. And all the rest of it. Um, but the NHS, man, it's not okay.
There's just one man,
It,
is there? The NHS man. Is that what his
yeah,
name is?
I mean, it may as
I
well be.
am the NHS man.
So to give you an idea, we were in. So I went to A&E and they obviously decided, right, it's nothing urgent, so go across to Medoc, basically. So you're sitting in a waiting room.
Yeah.
We were there for probably 5.5, 6 hours, maybe, that sort of region.
What, waiting?
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking hell.
So you get there first and you get triaged to define where you need to be in the list, essentially. And then you go and sit in a waiting room, and we were there for the remainder of the time.
I thought it was her
Um,
heart.
yeah, I mean, it was, but it was caused by something else. So it's nothing, nothing crazy. Basically, it's easily fixed, and she's
Okay.
fine now, essentially. But yeah. So we were sitting there waiting, and I want to preface this by saying I love the NHS and I love what they do, and I love the fact that we have free healthcare. But good God, you can see why it's struggling so much. So I want
Yeah.
to set the scene for you. So bear in mind, I have nothing else to do. I am very much people watching at this point. So to set the scene, number one, you have a reception. In this reception, you have what seems to be 4/5 receptionists just chatting. They're doing nothing really other than handing out paperwork for the next part, which is where the doctor comes out to get paperwork. Right now, in my doctor's office, I don't know about you, but we have a black screen where it calls people's names up and tells you what room to go to, and you get up and
Yeah.
you go to that room. Right. This does not seem to apply in this place. So you've got 4 or 5 receptionists, 4 of whom may as well be redundant. Um, Doctor
Jesus
gets up
Christ.
from his little room and comes out, right? Comes over to reception, grabs the paperwork. He takes the paperwork back to his room, disappears for 20 minutes. So I'm assuming he's reading the paperwork, so I don't know what's gone on there. He comes back, he calls the name out. Said person has got the arsehole and left because they've been waiting for 6 hours. So he goes, hands it back into reception, grabs the next bit of paperwork, disappears for another 20 minutes while he's reading said paperwork,
Really? Oh
comes
my
back,
God.
this person is there. Meanwhile, another doctor has come in and walked straight past to go and have his lunch. Right, okay, fine. Everyone needs a lunch break. I'm not going to begrudge him that. This other doctor, second doctor, comes back, grabs some paperwork, reads it, cool, calls someone in. He's about 20 minutes. He comes back out, says, I'm just going for a tea break. And I can hear all this because I can hear him talking to a receptionist.
Yeah.
Disappears for 45 minutes.
Oh my
This
God.
is the speed that
Yeah,
people
I
are working at.
understand,
And I
but like
just,
you just don't know how long their
oh,
shift is and stuff. You can't. You can't. I don't know. You have to. These guys are probably doing 12 to 14 hour shifts, man. Do you know
he'd
what I
already
mean?
had an
Like,
hour lunch break. He'd already had an hour lunch break.
is
And
he
then he
talking the
disappeared
same
for
guy?
yeah, same guy. And then he disappeared for another 45 minutes to
NHS
get a cup of
man.
tea.
That's
Like
crazy.
I and it's just but seeing the thing about the doctor having to walk to and from when you have a screen which can call people out, there's just so many inefficiencies. Like
Yeah,
it's a waste of time and why is it paper like for lack of a better word, paperwork, why is that not coming up on a screen when they can just click through and choose the next
yeah.
person to go to?
Like you kind of think in a way. Like, I don't like bitching, but this place you went to really should be setting the standard for GPs in a way.
Yeah,
But
100%. And it's just
yeah,
not the case, basically.
crazy.
Um, I understand, like Medoc, there's generally doctors who come in to work on overtime, essentially. Like it's not their job as such. but it's just slow. But okay, so eventually we go into our appointment with the doctor, which takes about 25 minutes or so. But it takes 25 minutes because this guy is just walking around the room whistling half the time. I'm not joking. Just
Oh
very,
man,
very slow.
I hate A&E. Like
Yeah.
if I remember the last time where we had to go A&E, I think it was actually for me, and you just have to play it. You have to dial it up to 11. No matter what you're going in for, you just have to.
Hmm.
You have to go. I'm dying, mate. I'm dying. My heart's going.
Yeah.
My lungs are like. Just put me on the top of the list, please.
Yeah. This is the thing
Otherwise, you're just
when
trapped
I
in a
got
room,
asked.
especially what time, depending on what time and day it is. Well, even if it's maybe
Oh,
4 o'clock in the morning or whether it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, there'll always be one drunk person, like
yeah.
center of attention.
Yeah. I mean, I nearly had one guy fall onto my lap, basically. This was at 3 in the afternoon. He was battered.
Oh
He
my
was
god!
sozzled. Yeah, I mean, I've done my time in that particular A&E for various previous employment, shall we say. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, it's just
yeah, because you
terrible.
always see there's like normally, especially if it's a weekend, there's always one guy that was with a police officer.
Yeah, I mean, there was one guy who came in. Um, I'm going to assume he's some kind of terrorist.
What or in A
Because,
and E?
yeah, so he came in as kind of like a scheduled appointment, but he had three armed officers with him.
Oh wow!
That was cool. I mean, you kind of think like, okay, what do you need to do to earn that kind of reputation when you need like three people with you and you're handcuffed to one? Like, fair play.
Unless you're in the YMCA, I completely understand. Yeah,
Well, he
right.
was not the stereotype, but he was a white guy who I would assume is also Muslim, big beard and Muslim hat. So
Oi.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were describing me then.
may as well be whack a little hat on you, you'll be fine.
I've been very bad this week. I won't lie. Like, I think my anxiety definitely makes me fat. That's my conclusion. I concluded that
Okay. Yeah.
I concluded that at 4 o'clock this morning when I woke up and I was hungry, so I had mini eggs. That is, yeah. And what's funny is that I somehow
Dude.
persuaded my wife to go out on Wednesday evening and buy. I'm not sure if you've seen them, but mini eggs now do like this massive Cadbury's Dairy Milk bar. We're talking like I think it's a
Yeah.
kilogram.
I know the one because
Um,
my wife bought one. Is in the fridge right now.
okay, it didn't actually make it to the fridge. I consumed it within about 20 minutes.
Oh,
I
amazing.
think I'm blaming anxiety. It's just making me so hungry all the time. And what's funny, the
Right.
following day, a kilogram of mini eggs came through Amazon. I ordered it like last week in preparation for Easter, and again that didn't make it anywhere. I ate the whole kilogram of mini eggs,
Hang on,
and
hang on, hang on. Let's backtrack a second. It is currently the 23rd of February for any future listeners.
I'm
When is Easter?
organised.
When is Easter?
1st of March or 30th of March? Sorry, not 1st of
Yeah,
March.
end of March, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Dude. And also a kilo.
I know. Look, I'm not proud,
A
but I'm
one
actually
whole
quite impressed.
kilogram. A kilogram of mini eggs. That's
I'm not.
insane.
Yeah, and what's funny is that I was meant to get lean this year, and there's still time.
Yeah,
There's still
yeah,
time. It's
no,
only
to be fair.
February.
Um,
I need
I
to
mean,
stop.
I'm also going to throw it out there. Mini eggs are not that good.
Mini eggs are better
Just,
than life itself. Like
I mean,
mini
for
eggs is
me,
amazing.
it's just I don't get it. Like Smarties are number one are better than mini eggs. I'm just throwing that out there right now.
What? It's the same thing, apart from mini eggs is like 10 times bigger. Bigger the
That's
better,
different.
baby.
It's the shell to chocolate ratio is better for a Smartie, in my opinion.
Smarties
Um,
are for fucking 6-year-olds, Mike. Mini eggs are for men.
I am a child.
They're actually called mini eggs. That's because they're for men.
Man eggs. The man eggs.
Man eggs.
Well, I mean, the king of all chocolates is Terry chocolate orange. Like, it's just there's no question about it.
Yeah,
I've never eaten less than a whole chocolate orange.
yeah.
Like it's the law. Like, it can make me feel quite
The
sick at times,
law.
but that's just how that works.
That's funny you said that. Actually, I watched. I'm not sure what her name is now, but there's this female food. She breaks. I think she's got like 23 world records now on how quick she
And
can eat certain foods.
I
She ate
yeah, I
a
know who you
whole
mean.
mini egg, not mini egg, She ate a whole chocolate, Terry's chocolate orange,
Yeah.
in about a minute and 6 seconds or something. And I'm like, that is
Oh,
unreal. That
is
is
she chewing?
unreal. She did it 10 seconds faster than the actual record as well.
Fuck.
I
A
know,
minute.
and yeah, and she had.
Jesus.
She also. I don't know why it was in the same video. 500 grams of like mozzarella within a minute.
What?
Within a minute. I know, and the other record was 1 minute and 35 seconds.
Dude, that's a
She beat
ball of
it by
cheese.
30 seconds.
How the fuck is she doing that?
She's unreal. I need to
Does
get her
she like
name up
unhinge
now.
her jaw?
She is. Yeah, she can actually like deep throat some certain foods. It's unreal. Absolutely unreal.
I mean, I've seen
Um,
people doing like hot dog eating challenges, but I can kind of get it because like there are certain shape where it's just like you can force yourself to swallow it, right? But
yeah,
a whole chocolate orange and a mozzarella ball. What the fuck? That's
I'm trying to find her
madness.
name now. Is that her? Yeah,
I think I know who you mean though. You got like
Leah
dark hair.
Shakiva. She got 33 Guinness World Record titles. And funny enough, she's a bodybuilder.
How do you spell
Leah, oh god,
S? Usual
uh,
spelling for the
Shut.
Shiva. Yeah, I got
Yes.
her.
Anyway, we'll save that for. We'll try and get her on the podcast. I'm just joking. She's way too big for us. So she's unreal, isn't she?
I mean, I
Anyway,
kind of want to.
this doesn't make a
I want to
podcast. You
have like an.
watching her
I want to have an eating
deep throat.
competition against her just to see like how fast that equates to what
Oh
I can
mate,
eat
there's
like in
loads of
person.
us. So,
Don't get me wrong, I'm no competition. I just want to know what that looks like. Do you know what I mean?
have you been watching Gladiators?
Yes. Well, bits and
So,
pieces.
Legend, he's actually the
He's a
YouTuber
knob.
Matt. He's amazing. He's the YouTuber Matt Does Fitness.
Yeah.
Have you seen his channel?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
I
familiar.
think he's. But anyway, he's got a video with her, and they go out for the day, and they swap
Yep.
diets almost. Well, no, he follows her diet,
Hmm.
and the amount of she eats on like a normal day is unreal. Like she eats
I
so much.
mean,
We're talking like what 10,000 calories.
I'm just seeing like what like a competition she's doing with like Eddie Hall as well.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, he's a big dude, and the plate looks big for him, and next to her, it's
yeah.
like half the size of her, and I
It's
guarantee
crazy.
she beats him.
She's got a portal to somewhere to Narnia.
It's insane. But what's incredible, like the amount she eats and like some of these challenges, she's in good shape.
Yeah, she does
Like genuinely,
bodybuilding. I think like
right,
that helps, but she does fast throughout competitions, which obviously
right.
helps. I'm assuming as well. It's mental, isn't it? It's
What
crazy.
I'm taking away from this is I need to eat a shit ton of food.
It does make me hungry, and this is it. I think this is what's happening. I've been watching her eat food, and it makes me hungry. So I'm doing my own challenges. I'm eating so many
Yeah.
mini eggs. I must have broken a record of something with these mini eggs for the last couple of days.
I don't know who's ordering a kilo of mini eggs, man.
Me. That is me.
Kilo?
That's
That's a lot.
Amazon, less than £9. So I was
How
thinking
much do you
that's a
get? How
good
much is like a regular like size bag like
200
that sort of
grams
size?
probably. She's talking
Fucking
five
hell,
of
dude!
them.
I mean, you'll smash through 5 of them.
Look, I'm a
I'm not sure if it's
beast.
impressive or disgusting.
And then today, like, I can't even have gluten. And we went shopping today, and I went past these pasties. And I was like, oh, they smell nice. So I put them in the trolley. Completely forgot that they were in my trolley. And then I saw sausage rolls. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll have some sausage rolls. And I can't even have gluten. So
You're
obviously, I've
gluten
spent half the
intolerant.
day. Yeah, I've spent half the day on the fucking toilet.
Oh god.
I need to stop it. I need to stop it. It is anxiety, and I've just got to stop. Yeah.
I tell you what
Anyway,
this conversation reminds me of. Have you seen The World's End with Seth Rogen when he's talking about gluten?
oh yeah, when it came out though,
His
like
burger.
20 years ago.
Gluten!
Oh, I can't remember that now.
It's the bit
You've
where he's
lost
just
me there.
munching onto a burger.
Oh, you lost me there. I need to watch it again. It's a really bad movie, isn't it? That.
Terrible but good in the same sort of way.
Yeah, like funny,
Worth
bad,
watching.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, and this isn't a gluten, all right? But so I went to when was it? Thursday, yesterday.
Mhm.
Yesterday, I took my son to his 2-year review. A bit late, really. And it was at this primary school. I don't know why. Normally it's at a doctor's, I thought. But we went to this primary school in Sittingbourne. Oh god, what a fucking pain in the ass that was. It was a booking at 3 o'clock in the primary school. I'm like, great, perfect. This is like the challenge of the century.
That's insane. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you have that then
So
and
as I'm
there?
trying to park, everyone's trying to get out, and I'm like, this is just the worst thing ever. So I'm already stressed out. Anyway, we got there. It's absolutely fine. A bit stressed because Ted, like, he's two and a bit. He's still not properly talking, and it is quite frustrating. But anyway, he did well. It is what it is. We got back. Oh no, this was Wednesday. Sorry, and then Thursday, yesterday. Oh my god, we were so ill. And what I don't understand, we were in the school for about half an hour at most. First step in an actual school, and we got a
Yeah.
bug. It's just like great. This is what we're looking forward to now. In the next, I don't know how you like. Obviously, your wife's a teacher. You must be immune now. But oh my
No,
god, we
no,
were
no,
so
no, no,
ill
no.
yesterday.
To clarify, she gets immune. She's a carrier. She brings me
Yeah.
so much
Oh
shit.
yeah, you said
It's
yeah.
unbelievable. Like,
It's
considering I'm in the
just
gym all day, every day with some pretty grim people. Like, seriously, gym folk are animals. Like, if you're listening to this, I'm probably talking to you. I've seen grown men hand halfway at their fucking nose and then start grabbing hold of handles. Seriously, it's grim. I kind of have to
yeah,
block it out of my brain. But yeah, schools are nasty, dude. Really grim.
yeah. So
Like,
yesterday, it was just horrible. So, well, my son he woke up and he just wasn't himself, and then he wanted crumpets. He's like, "Yes, please, crumpets." Well, he doesn't say that because he can't talk. He just nods.
he
And
nods
we gave him
crumpets.
crumpets. Didn't touch it at all. And then within about 10 minutes, he was just projectile vomiting everywhere. And I'm like, "Oh great, I'm gonna have an amazing day today." But after that, about an hour after that, it was fine. I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
great, we can do stuff." Went to the park, blah blah blah, and then I got it, and I hate being sick. I
Yeah.
absolutely just hate the feeling of your abdominal, like the wrenching, and then it's just so horrible. But for
Mm.
4 hours, and this isn't even a lie, my wife will confirm, I was on the toilet for 4 hours trying not to be sick
Jesus.
because, and I knew if I was just sick, it would be over and done with. But I
Yeah.
was like, no, I am not being sick today. Thank you, sir. And I was just like, no, I was in so much pain. I'm sure you've
Yeah.
probably experienced it. Fucking hate being sick. I hate
It's
it.
awful. Thing is, I'm of a weird sort of breed where if I am particularly hungover, again, I'm not promoting any kind of bulimia or any of this bullshit, but if I'm hungover and I'm feeling sick, I'm straight into the toilet, whack, finger down the back of the
Nah.
throat, I will make myself
Oh,
sick.
no.
And I feel like my hangover is just
That is a
instantly better after that.
hack. But
Not that I've done that for probably 8 years at this point, because I'm a boring bastard these days, but yeah.
yeah.
I'd always much prefer just get this over and done with.
So do you put your fingers down your throat, do you?
If well, sometimes when you're feeling a little bit sick, or like if you're
Yeah.
hungover or whatever, sometimes you can walk into the bathroom and it's like you see the toilet and suddenly it's like, yeah, this is happening.
I
That's kind of
can,
a done deal.
like, what's funny is that I can make myself sick without having to put my fingers on my throat. Because you just, like, I don't know what it is,
How?
but I don't know. You just kind of push your tonsils back to your throat again. I don't know. I can't even explain it. And then
Are
you
you a mother bird?
start the gag reflex. I am a mother.
You
That's
like
how I feed
you're
my
a mother
child.
bird. It's Fuzz the
But
mother
what's funny is
bird.
I have full control over whether I'm sick or not. But yeah, I will refuse to be sick. And yesterday, like literally, I know this is probably way too much information, but my body, obviously, when you're ill, your body it needs something needs to come out your body.
Yeah.
It's some orifice through some way, and because I spent 4 hours trying not to be sick, my body was like, "Okay, looks like we're going down, guys. Looks like we're going down. We're going to the ground floor," and it was
Oh
just
no.
like, and then I was. This is way too. I'm assuming people aren't eating when they're listening to this podcast. But I've never been sick
Oh.
out of my ass before. Like that is literally what happened. I was sick out of my ass, and I'm like, well, that that happened, but I felt so much better afterwards. And what's funny is then, and then I had a kilogram of mini eggs, and it was it was like the circle of life. It was great. Like I deserve some sort of Netflix documentary after that. It was. I It was amazing. So that was too much information. I should stop there. I think I stopped too late, but I'll stop there.
Oh, oh, genuine tears. Oh,
Anyway,
welcome
I'm
to the
good now.
podcast, guys.
Good.
Fuel,
I
Under
wouldn't
Armour,
recommend that
please
on
sponsor
anyone.
us.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that on anyone. All right,
Oh,
I would
God.
just be sick in the first place if you can.
Oh,
If you ever.
the man who refused to be sick and the world fell out of his arsehole.
Yeah, it was horrible, but it's good at the same time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I've lost where I was on my list now. that wasn't even on the
Oh,
list. I improvised that.
oh, God. That's really got me.
Uh,
If you are
anyway,
still listening, well done for making it through that.
losting. Yeah.
Lost the fucking words are gone. Oh, Jesus.
I wouldn't recommend watching it on YouTube. Yeah, both
It's just a
crying.
very shaky screen. Oh, God.
Oh yeah, what am I on your lap?
Oh. Uh, phrasing, but yes.
You
Yeah.
asked me what I want for Christmas. And it really... Yeah.
That's
Anyway, what's
broken
the
my
next on my
brain.
list? I feel like I talk about my son way too much on this podcast, but at the same time, it's like
Well,
he's
it's a
my
relatively
life,
large
isn't it?
part of your life. It's like how
Yeah,
the only thing I can talk about is my wife and the gym. There's
yeah,
not.
my wife.
We've had 2 episodes so far because I've had a car delivered. Really gonna milk that one for all it's worth, I tell you. This is to airsoft. We're gonna get some great stories out of it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, I'll definitely come along. I'll definitely come along
It'll be
just for
fun.
the content.
You'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Talking about my wife and kid, right? I know what it is. I'm hoping there must be some parents that listen to this anyway. Otherwise, we'd probably lost a lot of our audience at this point. Because
I mean, I don't know what our audience age range is, to be honest with you.
no, I can
I
probably
don't know
check
what the
on the
metrics
stats.
are. Yeah, I'd be interested to
We
know.
get loads of stats. We've actually got a couple of listeners in Poland at the minute. I don't know what that's about. Hello, Poland.
Poland.
Yeah. Hey guys,
I know a
please
few.
advertise us.
I know a few Polish words.
Do you?
They're very basic.
Like swear words?
Hang on. Kobieta, mężczyzna. And it's boy and girl. I don't know why I remember that, but I do.
All right, good chat.
Yep.
That was great.
Yep. Content.
Anyway, one thing that really fucking pisses me off is, and it's been going on for so long, and I don't know if I've not actually acknowledged this to my wife. I've not actually kind of like pointed that out, but she does. She talks to me through my son, and it does my head in. It fucking does my head in. Like even earlier, so obviously we went shopping today. I was at the table eating dinner with her and my son there next to me, but she'll go to turn and go, "Oh, did Daddy buy some butter today?" I'm like, "I'm right in front of you, mate. Just fucking ask me. It's not hard."
My brain was going somewhere else then. Like I thought it was going to be like proper passive aggressive. Like we said,
That's
you go
what
on
it is
shopping. Like, did Daddy forget the garlic bread? Is Daddy?
That's what it would be like if I had forgotten the fucking butter.
That's a beep.
It just does my head in. It just does my head in. It really does. Because just like, I'm just right in front of you, mate. Just ask, man. Like, it's not hard.
It's really interesting. That's never been something that I've experienced.
Well, you haven't got what with a cat? You can't can't speak to your cat, can you?
No, actually, to be fair, that is a thing. Thinking about it, I'd never really acknowledged that before, but that is a thing. We kind of speak.
Did Daddy feed you this morning, or did he forget again? Something like that.
Yeah, it is. Well, I more speak to the cats in a vain way to make my wife laugh. To be honest with you, like I'll come down, or the wife, like she'll come down after I've already fed them. The cats are yowling, trying to trick her into feeding them more. So I'll speak to the cats, but we talk to each other, right? You're not actually getting fed again.
Thing is, that's good. That is funny. Like that's a good step to then becoming a parent. Really, like I do feel like you need to have a pet before you have a kid. No matter what sort of pet it is. To be fair, a hamster's not really going to do the job there. I don't think it'll be a cat or a dog, preferably a dog.
My cats are needy. You've experienced my cats now. They are.
Was it Wednesday? Was it?
Yeah, they are needy.
Yeah. Yeah. What's funny about cats is that they know when someone's allergic to them as well, and
Yeah,
they take advantage of it.
they'll
I'm not
100% want to be
allergic.
right
Alex
under your
wasn't.
nose. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just want to be in your face.
Yeah. Went to Milton Keynes last weekend.
Mm.
That was quite an experience. I fucking hate roundabouts. You forget every time you go there. Like when you live there, you just think that's life. Like life is roundabouts. You just get used to it. And then
No, it's
obviously
really not.
living in Kent, it's
Milton
like,
Keynes is
yeah,
oh, it's insane. It's just every 50 yards is a roundabout. Who designed it? Why is it needed?
like you can't get lost. That's a good thing because every time
No,
you miss your turn in, you can just turn back on yourself, can't you? But
it's like everything's a roundabout
yeah,
though. So there's no distinguishing like landmarks. Just roundabouts.
there are landmarks. There's a House of Dough. That's a good place to go.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
did you like that? So House of Dough. If you do go to Milton Keynes, visit House of Dough. It's my sister and my father own it. Do you know what? Right, we were there for half an hour, probably at most, just to catch up with my dad. And no other shop around. So this is basically it's in Stony Stratford. No other shop around was open because it's a Sunday. People are driving like it was inundated. People are driving at least a couple of miles just to get donuts. I'm like, Jesus, these are either really good donuts or Milton Keynes is a fat place. There's a fat lot of fatties.
I mean, I'm so here for it. Like a good donut is hard to find, I would say. And this is a bit controversial, right? So you go to a bakery, and more often than not, their donuts are just meh, right?
Yeah.
There is one particularly good bakery I'm going to direct you to, actually, at risk of me being a bad PT, but you need to try their donuts. They're pretty
What's it
good.
called?
I can't remember, but I'll send you.
Okay,
I'll
can't be
send you
that
a
good
link.
then.
I'll drop you a pin. Well, the thing is, I never make it past the. I see the window and just go in straight away. I never actually see what's like above me on the sign. Um,
Or the
but
food
I'm throwing it out
reviews
there.
or the health inspector thing.
But Krispy Kreme, I don't know. Am I biased? I like Krispy Kreme donuts. I do. I
Yeah,
think they're
yeah.
genuinely good donuts.
So Krispy Kreme, like it is, there's a bit of competition because obviously they're both donuts, but these aren't anything like Krispy Kreme, really. Like
Okay.
these are so with Krispy Kreme, you get obviously there's quite a lot of what's the word preservatives in it,
Yeah,
right? Because
I
obviously
like
they
that.
last. Whereas with House of Dough, the donuts only last a day. So
Right.
if
Okay.
they don't, luckily they do sell out every day. But if they didn't, they'd have to throw them out because they'd be no
Mm,
good. They're fresh donuts. They're not like glazed in that crappy Krispy Kreme stuff. They're glazed in
hmm
proper, nice, fresh. It is so good. Like, and there's such a range as well with like Biscoff donut. Or I feel like I'm doing it. We should probably get them to advertise us. Advertise
Do they
us? You know what
deliver?
I mean?
Do they
They
deliver?
don't deliver to Kent. Not at the minute, anyway. Because they're obviously fresh. This is why the other day I went to a bakery in Sittingbourne. I forgot what they're called. They used to be all around Kent, and now they've had to just.
Sharon's.
That's the one.
Mm.
And I was like, I really want a cinnamon swirl. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, there's none in stock, but we can get it delivered to you. I'm like, so how? What? So we'll make it tomorrow, and then we'll send it over. I'm like, what do you mean? So we'll use Royal Mail. I'm like, I don't want a fucking posted cinnamon roll. What's wrong with you? I was just
How?
like, how the fuck's that going to
What?
work?
What's going to get posted through your door or what? How does
This
that
is what I
work?
don't understand. I'm like, yeah, we do it all across the country. So there was like 24-hour delivery. I'm like, you're trusting Royal Mail to deliver a parcel to
Deliver a
me
cinnamon
within a
swirl.
day. That is not happening, mate.
I can tell you
And
now,
even if you,
my postie would sniff that out through the packaging and it would get snaffled. That is not making it anywhere near my
the
door.
thing is, especially around here, there's no such thing as 24-hour delivery when it comes to Royal Mail. Like
No, of course
my
not.
birthday cards arrived on Christmas. Like that's how like it is the worst service around here with Royal Mail.
And his birthday's in March. Uh,
Does that mean
yeah,
I'm
I mean,
turning 34
I
soon?
didn't.
Fuck that.
I didn't have a particularly good experience with said bakery. Um, and my wife will tell me it was just an off day, but I take that shit personally. Like we had some cookies from there,
Yeah, we
and
did.
maybe they're having a bad time making it or whatever else. I don't know. Maybe it was a bad batch. But I bit into this cookie, and it was like, oh, this is quite nice. And then crunch, like a full on crunch into a chunk of salt, basically. Not like a grain. I can make my
Oh
peace with
my
that, but like a
god.
full on chunk. I was like, and like instantly your mouth is just like ah.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, okay, maybe I was just like unlucky. It wasn't mixed properly. So guzzled like a liter of water, and then carried on eating my cookie because I'm not a quitter. And then sure enough, bit into the next bit, yeah, it's just chunks of salt. I had to throw away 3/4 of this cookie, which probably cost
That's
about £3.
mental.
Yeah, I was just not impressed.
Because they've got quite a high reputation, that place, hasn't
Mm,
it?
I judge hard.
That is
Maybe we
unbelievable.
should get sponsored by food places to do reviews of their food.
We do, yeah. See, you're not helping me with my food problem. I've definitely got a food problem as like recently. I've got to stop eating.
But I'd like a
What was
food
he talking
problem.
about?
Is that bad? I'd like a food problem.
You like a
Send me
food
food to
problem?
review and I'll review it. If you've got random sweets or stuff like that, send it in. I'm not sure how we can do that, but just give
I
it to
think
me in
you
the
need
gym
to
if you
get
see
a
me.
portfolio going. Like, how would you
Hmm.
review Smarties? Go.
Ooh,
Exactly.
I'd need criteria. So I think
The
I'd need
blue
a set
ones.
criteria which
The
can
blue
apply.
ones.
Well, they got rid of the blue ones. The blue ones are the
Did
best. They
they?
made me hyper. Yeah, they got rid of blue Smarties, man. They
You
changed
sound
them
like
this
a
week.
5-year-old. I like blue ones. They make me really hyper.
I used to
My name's
honestly,
Mike.
blue Smarties used to have to be taken away from like my little tube of Smarties. You know, remember you used to have like plastic lids on them.
Do
They
they not do
yeah,
them
my parents
anymore?
used to. No, well, there is some blue ones now, but they've changed the artificial colouring on them because that was making me specifically
Yeah.
hyperactive. Same as like old Sunny Delight. Do you remember
But
that?
what? So how are they packaged now? The Smarties.
In like cardboard.
Well, they're not in the tubes anymore.
Well, they're in tubes still, but they're like hexagonal, octagonal tubes
Oh, I think I know what you're on about
with
now.
like
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
flip cardboard lid. Yeah, it's not right.
The thing is, you just don't. I'm not sure if it's just always been a thing, but like you'll pick up like a bag of Smarties or a bag of M&Ms, and they're like £1.50, and then you lift it up, and I'm like, this is lighter than air. Like, how are you charging me
Yeah,
£1.50 for this? There's 5 M&Ms in this, mate. Like,
it's the
it's M&Ms, not
cinema
M&M.
vibe. Yeah, it's the cinema vibe where like
Yeah,
you're paying £7 for popcorn, which probably cost them about 2p.
it's just yeah. Yeah. That's why I buy in bulk. That's why I buy on Amazon now. That's why that's why I spend £9 on a kilogram of mini eggs.
Or
It's
logic
one
if you're eating
extreme
them
to
in
the
one go
other.
still.
Yeah.
Oh
um,
no!
did you see my? I think I sent it to you. So I'm now level 2 qualified PT. Thank you, congratulations to me. Thank you very
Congratulations,
much.
well
Yes,
done.
clap, clap, clap.
Um,
Well, I clap for
Everyone
myself.
congratulate Fuzz.
Did you
Well
see
done.
my the notes? I think I sent it to you, didn't I?
I did, yeah.
I got bonus
Yeah.
points for being funny. I'm like, yes, that is
Winning.
what we want.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So you're on to your level 3 now, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'll start that Monday, I
Have you
think.
done an exam yet?
I've done mocks. I think they
But
were
no level
mocks.
2 exam.
Um, I did one last week, but I thought it was a mock. But I still get 100% on it. You still get like marks on everything.
Yeah. Because I mean, you should have to do an anatomy and physiology exam for level 2.
Oh, do you?
Hmm.
Oh, it's all very weird. I think. Did you do your level 2 and level 3 separately or at the same time?
No, but I did not at the same time, but I had to do my level 2 first, pass it, and then go on to level 3.
Oh, okay. So this was very
I'm not
weird
sure
because
how they're doing it, but
this one is like it's just all one thing. Because I
right,
did
okay.
message them and I said like, can I get my qualification? Can I get my certificate for my level 2? And they're like, you can't until you finish level 3. But
Right.
if you need written confirmation that you're qualified, we can just send it to you. I'm like, okay, but I'm qualified. That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm guessing they're just going to do all your exams in one go then, I would
Yeah, I
assume.
guess fun
Fair.
times.
Because
I just
weirdly, the
hate.
level 2 exam is harder than the level 3 exam. It's really strange.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I spent 3 months learning about all of that and because the first unit was all about all that, weren't it? And
Yeah.
I'm just not great with names. I'm still not. That's not going to change.
I get geek.
Yeah. You get what?
Get geeky. Get geeky.
Get geeky. I just, yeah.
Yeah.
It's my. I think I honestly do blame my ADHD. I forget people's names. I forget names of technical terms, and yeah, I don't know what it is.
No,
Uh,
fair.
Yeah, there was two things that was on my list. Now, yeah, talking about Milton Keynes. I'm not sure if my mate listens to this, and if you do,
Mm,
apologies in advance. There's no judgment. But my question to you,
go on.
to be fair, your door,
Some judgment.
your front door, your
Yes.
house, right? Is
Yes.
it one of those that automatically lock and you need the key to get back in?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so that I like that. That is like an extra level of security. If it
Yep.
wasn't, though, would you ever leave it unlocked?
No.
See,
Yeah. No point in time.
I just me and my wife looked at each other. So we like he's a good mate, and like I haven't told him this yet, and this will really test whether he listens to this podcast because I'll be
Mm.
expecting a text message from him. But I won't say I won't name names. But we met up with him, and just so my son can play with his daughter, similar age, and we got back to his, and the kid just made it through the house. I'm like, how was she in the house? So we just left. We leave the door unlocked. I'm like, what is wrong with you? I didn't say this, but me and
No.
my wife looked at each other like, there could be a stranger in that house. And they wouldn't
Yeah.
even know about it. Like, if I accidentally leave my car unlocked, even though I've got a gated car park, like that's in the
Yeah.
back, right? No one can really access it. But if I leave my car unlocked overnight by accident, I will even check the boot to see whether someone's thought, oh, I'd fall asleep in the back of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm so anxious about that.
Yeah. I mean,
God, I'm just like, how can you do that?
no.
Especially Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes is the new London.
I no, it's not a thing. Like I get the raging arse if my wife leaves a window open during the summer while we're out. So,
Yeah,
oh, well, no one's going to get in up there. Like, well, people
you
have
just don't
ladders.
know.
They exist. People can climb. I've seen
Yeah,
someone climb up a guttering pipe before. Don't do it. Don't leave your windows open. Don't leave your doors open. I don't care how hot it is. Don't do it.
yeah,
And if you're leaving your front door unlocked, speaking to your friend again, I don't know you. We're not pals. You're going to get robbed. Your whole house is going to get burgled.
yeah.
All your shit's going to go. Or someone for a laugh will run in, turn a hose on, and just
And I
flood your
don't know if
house.
you're actually insured because you've left your car. You've left it unlocked. Like it's just like your car.
Well, they're never going to be able to prove that you left it unlocked. So maybe that's what he's going for. Maybe he's going for an insurance scam.
Potentially. God knows. I
He's
don't
just
know.
he's secretly
It
coming
was
back
just
to his
like
house and like,
how I
yeah.
would have anxiety about that. Oh my god.
He's just coming back to his house and like, oh shit, no one's burned it down again yet. Fuck's sake.
What do you get nervous about? Like I don't really know. Like what? Like do you get anxious?
Mm.
That's a long ass pause, man. you got
I
to
mean,
keep
I'm genuine.
engaging with the listeners. This is a
Yeah, I mean, I'm
podcast.
genuine. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I'm genuinely trying to think. Um,
What's your
Honestly,
fear?
no. What, rational or irrational?
Just anything.
Okay, so I mean, like, so as an example, so I was talking to somebody about this the other day about they're going skydiving, and I said, well, yeah, well, I mean, fair play to you, but I would never do that. Not again, it's not because I'm scared of heights, it's because I'm scared of falling out of a fucking plane. That's rational, right? I don't care if I've got a bit of fabric, which is
Yeah.
apparently meant to hold me up because
I think
physics. I don't know who's packed that parachute. Presumably, I've got somebody on my back that's pulling that cord. He's in control of that. What if he's having a bad day and he just kind of thinks, "Yeah, fuck this. Let's just go. We're ground bound here." You know,
the thing is,
that's
right?
in my head. That's
We are.
rational.
If this podcast is still going on this time next year, we are going skydiving next year.
I can tell you, I'm not now. It's fine, and
That is
you can
so
get
happening.
all the listeners, you can get all the views and all this. I am zero. I am
Okay,
not
fine.
impressionable by peer pressure in any
If
way. It's just not happening.
what motivates you, I'm going to just guess money. How much would it cost? Like, if a millionaire or billionaire has gone, right, how much would you accept to jump out of a plane?
See, okay, no. So now we're weighing up how much I feel like my life is worth compared to how much the risk value is, right? And until that money's on the table in front of me, or a check is being written out,
Yeah.
or a bank transfer, I can't tell you because I'm
Because
probably a lot
I
cheaper
had to
than what you
pay
think.
350 quid to jump out of a plane. And now we're
Yeah,
talking about paying you millions. It's just like,
I'm not saying millions. I
could
mean,
you not think
if
you'll
I can pay
regret
off my
it?
house,
Like, not,
regret
let's
what?
just put, like, is it not on your bucket list whatsoever?
No, not falling out of
Okay.
a plane is quite high on
It's
my list
not
of things
called
not to do,
falling
to be
out of
honest
a
with you.
plane. If you keep
By,
calling it falling out of a plane, then yes, you're gonna
by
be
definition,
scared of it.
by very definition, you are falling out of a plane. Okay, I'll rephrase jumping out of a plane. Does that make it
Yeah, you
better?
don't really.
No.
I won't lie to you. You don't actually jump. You do fall, but still, they don't advertise it like that for obvious
I
reasons.
mean, my issue is I feel like you're overly reliant. Well, no, you're entirely reliant. One, on some person pulling a bit of string. That's number one. Two, reliant on the second person having packed what is essentially an
But it's their
oversized
life as
napkin.
well. It's their life as well.
You don't know what's going on in their life. Are these people having psychological assessments? No.
You do kind of get to know them beforehand and stuff. It's an experience, man. You put in your life in like so it's bondage. It's not bondage. It's bonding. A little bit of bondage because you are strapped to them.
I mean, I just have, there's no part of me that is interested in doing that
No, it's fair
in
dues.
any
Fair
way.
dues.
And
So
it's
you're
the
scared of
same, like,
heights.
I mean, no, I'm actually not scared of heights. I go rock climbing. Well, not anymore, but I used to go rock climbing
I used to go
semi-frequently. I'm
rock
not scared
climbing,
of
but
heights
I'm
at all.
terrified of heights. Height is my number one fear.
Yeah.
Like I've jumped out of planes. I used to do rock climbing for about 4 years. But
Mm.
the other year, we went onto the London Eye, and I had a pure panic attack. And
Really?
what's really
Yeah.
weird, when I'm scared of heights, back a note, is I stand still. I stand still. I hold on to everything in my pockets, and I just slowly. Just imagine this. I just slowly get down to the ground and like a fucking starfish. Like I'm a 4-year-old having a fit.
Oh,
I'm like,
oh
I'm
no.
just gonna I'm just gonna
I'm
rest
out.
easy here.
I'm
Yeah.
out of life. No, see you later.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
so weird.
but I feel like I can, like, so I'd put bungee jumping higher on my list of things not to do than I would skydiving. And again, logically, skydiving, you're falling once. Bungee jumping, you're really starting to take the piss because you're relying on a bit of rubber and you're falling up and down. You're pushing your luck.
Mike, be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
How much in your lifetime have you relied on a bit of rubber? Yeah,
Oh, yeah, fair.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on.
I get no enjoyment out of bungee jumping or parachuting. No, just to clarify.
But safe sex, I'm all over that.
Oh
um,
man.
what was I talking about? Oh, mate. Actually, I feel like I'm talking loads here. What's on your list?
I was having a moan about the NHS. I'm a wonderful
Yeah,
human being, me.
that's the one
Um,
thing on your list.
I mean, I've got some bits about group exercise classes and the benefits of it. Essentially, you get to talk to people while you're not doing as much as you would do training by yourself. There you go.
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
that covers
I'm
that one,
kind of
doesn't it?
looking forward to your weightlifting stuff next month because I've not really done any. Like I've always gone to the gym by myself all the time. It
Hmm.
was quite nice when I went to the gym with Sean the chef the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
day
yeah.
because it was just nice to because you kind of just you use your recovery periods to just have a chat rather than play on your phone
Yeah.
or yeah, so it's nice.
Just a little bit more sociable. I mean, to be fair, the weightlifting side of things has just not had the uptake that I kind of wanted it to be honest with you.
Okay,
Basically, I've not pushed it as much as I potentially could have done, but well, two of the people that were going to be doing it are now PT clients, so I'm I'm selling too well, basically.
yeah.
um,
Are you still gonna?
yeah, so it's not.
So how many people are signed up to it?
I mean, at the moment it'd be two, maybe three. So I don't
All
know.
PT clients.
Well, there would have been five, but two are now PT clients, and then there's another three remaining. But it's just questioning whether that's actually worth my time in terms
Yeah,
of setting up. I might still put some
it's still a
stuff out in terms of.
portfolio, isn't it?
Yeah, I might put some stuff out and just say like a social session. Like, so I do my classes on a Saturday morning. I might just do my own training, strength-based stuff, and say, "Hi guys, come along," and then I'll just coach some people through some stuff for like an
Yeah.
hour or so as I'm doing my own lifting anyway. So it's good fun,
Just
it's
say
community
it's
building.
just for a month, just as a tester, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
as an option. Yeah, but yeah, it's good fun. I think I'm not against training with other people per se. I think if you're going to do that long term, your goals definitely need to align, I would say, to make things
Yeah,
efficient. And your training personalities also need to match, because it's no
yeah.
good having someone who is
I wouldn't
half-assed at
say.
something versus going at it,
So I just
basically.
wouldn't recommend doing it every day. Every time you work out, I wouldn't recommend doing it
Mm.
personally because I think even if your goals are aligned, you're then gonna be extremely reliant on each other, and there'll be a lot of competition, and there might be I don't know cause a bit of friction. I just feel
I
like
mean,
once or twice a month would be it's just nice, just
mm,
catch up with a mate and just do it, innit? And
yeah, I
see
mean,
how you're progressing towards your goals. That's quite nice.
yeah, I generally find, and I don't mean this to sound big-headed. I think a big part of a big benefit of having a training partner is that you should push each other.
Yeah,
Generally speaking, I've gone through a lot of training partners over the years. Um, for one reason or other, them leaving the gym, them going to do different things, all this kind of stuff. But it's all I generally find, I guess it's why I do my job. It's always me doing,
yeah.
like, pushing, essentially. I don't feel like I have a training partner that is pushing me, essentially. Um,
All right.
I don't know why that is, but yeah, it just
Well,
tends to be
yeah.
always be the way.
I think you always like being a personal trainer. You've got that sort of expectation from everyone else anyway to kind of push yourself in a way.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
But we're all human, aren't we? At the end of the day,
Hmm.
we need like trainers need trainers.
Yeah.
It's true though, isn't it? Like even though
Well,
you
I
can
don't
say that
know.
you eat your own dog food, but sometimes you need like my wife is so good with it. I think she is my what's the word? What's the word? Reliability partner. Reliability partner.
Yeah,
Was that right?
yeah.
Yeah. Is that the right word?
Accountability.
Accountability partner. That's where I was going with
Yeah.
that, mate. See, I even forget fucking simple, fundamental words, and I've not even had a drink. Um, yeah, accountability partner. My wife's really good at that because, like, she'll ask me like how the gym went, and I go to the gym
Hmm.
5 days a week, so she's asked me that question. And then if I
Yeah,
say
yeah.
something like, "Oh, I just wasn't feeling it," which I very rarely say now, well, I'd say, "Oh, I couldn't quite hit my PB or whatever," she'll be like, "Why?" She'll be like, "Why?" It's probably because you had a glass of wine last night, or because of that fucking mini eggs you had last week, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
fair.
like,
No, I
probably,
like that. That's
probably.
good. Yeah, this is a strange thing. So obviously how we got to know each other was via the PT route, essentially. I've never had a PT
Have you not?
ever.
So, what inspired
No.
you? I'm really sorry. I'm yawning. I'm tired. What inspired you to be a
What's
PT?
made me want? I mean, I've done like a few different jobs, but the consistent thing in my life has always been training. So even going back to like athletics in school,
Mm,
um, like taekwondo to a pretty high standard, mixed martial arts, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, gym training, weightlifting,
yeah.
bodybuilding.
So you've never
There's
been fat,
always
have you?
been no,
You've not
no.
experienced true
I've
life.
been heavier. I've definitely been heavier,
Yeah.
um, but that was again holding more muscle mass than it was body
Yeah.
fat, essentially. I would say. But
Yeah. I've definitely gone through roller coasters of body, but I've never been skinny.
hmm,
I've never been skinny. Even like, I was a
until
chubby
this
baby
year,
as well. No,
I,
I'm not going to be skinny.
so I think we're coming from other ends of the spectrum because I've all like my body type is naturally skinny, basically.
Yeah.
Has been like even now I'm not the biggest person in the world, and like I got skinny ass wrists that they're not changing.
Mm,
Um, but I think the whole thing with personal training for me is I my I don't know, I don't feel like I need someone necessarily to push me in terms of training. Like I'm quite happy
you got the
working
self
to a
discipline there. Yeah.
yeah I'm quite happy working to a high standard myself. So I think personal training, I would have to go down the route of, and this is what I do for other people. I like to teach people things, right?
Mm,
So I don't, again, I don't mean to sound big-headed or anything like that. I don't know anyone locally that I can think of who would teach me things.
yeah.
I just
I know what
can't.
you
I
mean.
just
No,
can't
from
think of
your
one
aspect, it
person.
would be more of an accountability and being able to push you to the point where, like, even if it's just 1% more, but like to
Mm,
push you to the point where, like, let's just say you're sick. And I know that sustainability, that's not a great place to be, but like, it is
hmm.
sometimes once a month. It is really good to push yourself to the point where you literally just can't. You just pass out
Yeah.
almost.
I mean, but to give you an idea, like I had a leg session probably 2 weeks ago where I finished my final set. I couldn't stand up. I fell over sideways. I had to just lay there
Yeah,
basically. So I can't push harder than that. That's the thing.
yeah,
So it's not a training mentality thing. I feel like once you once you get that once, it's sustainable. You can
yeah,
get there again. It doesn't matter like how long you have away from it. Once it's there, it's there.
yeah. I guess it's
Building it is
just
tricky.
PT then will only really benefit you then if you're just going for a bit of a rough patch, which I think is quite rare for you, isn't it? To
Yeah,
find
I mean,
yourself in a
aside
bit
from
of a
injuries, which just kind
yeah.
of happen, um, I mean, there's been a few. I'm not going to say celebrity trainers, but there are a few very high-end trainers who I would definitely consider.
Mm.
Um, a couple of which are professional bodybuilders. I wouldn't necessarily need to go to a bodybuilder to be coached, but they're just quite knowledgeable. Um, there is a fellow in America I've been in contact with, a fellow called Dr. John Rusin as well. Um, very, very knowledgeable bloke. I watch a lot of his videos. I contacted him about coaching a little while ago, but and it's purely for I just want to pick his brain. I want to know what he knows. I want to
You're
learn
such a nerd, aren't
how he
you?
puts stuff together. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I learn things so I can bully people.
You are a bully and you're a nerd in one.
I know it's weird,
Um,
isn't it?
but you like so I'm doing these. So 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago now, I did my
Mm.
first ever networking event. Have you ever been to a networking event?
Not not in the sense of business like you would be. I've been to
No.
networking events for Volkswagen Group where it's more just like a meet and greet situation, but inevitably
Yeah.
business gets done at them, that sort of
Because I
thing.
know you're not very like well, you admit you to yourself, right? You're not very like sociable, as it were, sort of thing.
It can be. I can
Yeah.
turn it on
Okay.
when I need to. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what sort
I
of
do
thing?
find it
Like, do you
quite
think
draining.
you'd strive off of like a networking event sort of atmosphere, or would you kind of just sit in the back and just wait and just see how it goes and talk to a random? Like, are you the sort of person that will like? Let's just say there's a group of people talking,
Mm.
or you've just walked up a few minutes late and everyone's already in the thick of it, and
Yeah.
you obviously you obviously gone there to get business. Would you interrupt a conversation? Would you try and break the ice in a group? Would you just look out for somebody who's alone and speak to them? Like, what's your sort of go to?
Yeah, see, now that you're describing that situation, that doesn't seem like a bit of me. So
No,
I'm very happy talking to people as long as like it's on a common ground, if that makes sense.
yeah,
So, for example, in the gym, obviously I know a lot of people, but or like in a supermarket, or just like I'm happy to just chat to people. That's not a problem. Um, but I suppose everyone's in the same boat because you're all going to this same networking event, but it feels a little forced, if that makes
oh
sense.
yeah, and that's where like I don't know what it is, but I wouldn't say I've discovered it recently, but it was just it was my first ever networking event 3 weeks ago,
Mm.
and no one, like everyone admitted to me, like there's no way people would have would have guessed that. I think it's definitely come off my dad. My dad's very similar to this, but like I strive off of like awkward atmosphere. I strive off of
Right.
like
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but like I'll go in there and for some reason my brain just convinces itself that I'm
This
the
is
most
fine.
cocky person in the room, basically, and I'll just walk in and
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah.
be the center of attention the entire time, and it's
Yeah.
quite fun in a way. But when I'm like one on one, I'm a completely different person.
Right. Okay.
Like Becca hates it. My wife almost hates it. I'd say because she'll think it's the alcohol talking, and it's not. I don't know if it's my nerves. I think that's what it is. I program my nerves into excitement because believe it or not, your body goes through exactly the same process as if it was nervous and if it was
Mm.
excited. It's literally just
Yep.
your blood pumping harder, your heart rates increase, and for some reason, I'm programmed to turn that into excitement.
Right. Okay.
So I will walk into a room and I'll just be extremely excited about it, and I'll just walk in, just like, do you know what I mean? Like a fucking,
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
comedian. I'll just walk in and just start cracking jokes, and then I
Yeah.
walk out, and the whole thing's a blur. The whole thing's a complete blur.
What the fuck's happened there? Yeah.
Yeah, but I've now got two networking events every week until mid-April, which is
Jesus, dude.
intense. It is
Where are
intense.
these? Like, are these local or what?
Um, between here and like Cranbrook, all
Right.
over
Okay.
the shop, basically.
Yeah. Fair.
But it's good. It's a good place to be. Like it's the only real way to engage with your potential customers. I think, especially in my
Hmm.
line of work, because social media, people are programmed to skip past sponsored adverts. They'll see that sponsored sign, and you've probably
Hmm.
done it yourself, and you'll just scroll past it.
Yep.
Especially when people are now fully in control over those adverts and whether they're advertising for their needs or not. Like people
Hmm.
turn off that, especially on the iPhones. I'm not sure what the Androids like. But you can turn off all of that tracking, so you
Yeah,
just
and
get random adverts now.
this is exactly it. Where this is why I don't do much in terms of like paying for advertisements.
No, there's no point.
Business, my business has always been very much aiming for organic growth. Working closely with people,
Yeah,
getting the progress they want, and then after a few months, say, right, do you mind leaving me a review? You've probably seen them on my Instagram page where I'll
yeah,
get some reviews from people if they post out a cool story saying, "Oh, look at these great results I've got." Then I'll just kind of keep
yeah.
them sitting there,
Like
and
unless you
I
want to
don't know how many
invest
people look at them.
tens of thousands of pounds because your intention is to grab the attention of the whole of the country
Hmm.
because you're selling a software product or you're selling like a virtual program or an app, then the best way to invest is time in
Hmm.
networking events or free services for limited period of time just to get a portfolio. That is the way to do it going forward. Like
Yep.
people are just programmed to skip past adverts. Even when you're posting in groups that are like village groups or like local groups, unless it's extremely eye catching, and it's like you try and make it personal, people will just see it as a business advert and they'll just scroll past it.
Yep. Definitely. I mean, I try and avoid all that kind of stuff. And I mean, this is kind of partly right. I've not gone to any kind of my networking is the gym.
Yeah,
I speak to people. Like speaking to
it
someone this
is a
morning, I've
good.
managed to booked in two different sports massages. Potential PT clients starting from next week. It's just it's just talking to people essentially. But networking feels like a little bit forced. But I suppose if everyone's there for the same
Yeah,
reason, I'd argue
exactly. Like a lot of them you
maybe
have to
not.
pay for, so you're doing it to get. It's an investment towards your own business.
And what do you
But
like?
you
Are you
have
going
to
along
be
with
good
like a
at it.
stall to set up, or are you just
No, no,
mooching
no. So
about?
you literally just it all depends. It's quite clear on what you're applying for. So they'll go to
Mm.
one that's either just a room full of people. They'll supply drinks and food, and you pay like some of them are free, but you pay like I don't know 20 quid, and you just take yourself to food and drinks. It's just snacky bits. I'm going
I
to one
mean,
where it's
depending on
actually
the amount of food, that could be a bargain. But carry on.
yeah. And I didn't even
Mm.
all I had was a bottle of water as well. I was a bit annoyed with myself.
Yeah.
And I'm going to one where this is the first one I'm doing actually, but it's a sit down meal. I don't really know if again it's weird. Like you can't eat and talk at the same time, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, and also you're limited to two people, presumably,
What do you mean?
who you
Well,
can really,
talking.
really talk to. Because you're sat next to two
Oh
people.
no, mate.
So
Challenge accepted. I will get the entire room.
yeah,
And I always wear my Fuzzy
yeah,
Logic shirt. Do you know what I mean? Just so people can see straight away.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm
Fair.
going to one. I'm going to a walk. That sounds quite interesting. Like a walk around Wildwood, I think it's a
Okay.
zoo sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you been there
There's so
before? That's
many.
good.
I have been, yeah, but there's so
Yeah,
many different. It's so many like such a range of different networking events.
yeah.
Um, but I don't know. Yeah, it is good. Like if you're a business owner and I don't know, I love it. Absolutely love it. I didn't think I would. Like my wife absolutely hates it. She has to go to networking events because of her line of work.
Hmm.
Like her firm basically forced her to, and she's just like, "No, I'm good, thanks."
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine I'd fall more into that category,
Yeah,
but I feel like if push comes to shove, I can make it work if need be.
we'll
But
go to one together if you want. It'll be a date.
it'd be interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Can be our second day out as between sets. Between sets, go networking. We can find
Two
a
sets on
sponsor
the
finally.
road.
Yeah.
There's a guy that I know I used to work with. I was going to ask him to come on as a guest. I'm not really sure if he will on it, but he's got
Mm.
his own podcast where he's just by
Okay.
himself, and it's very aimed more at like business productivity. It's a very
Yeah.
business set podcast. Yeah, it's called Lean or something because of the is in the lean of the processes of trying to basically remove all of the bullshit, trying to make it as
Yep.
quick as a productive as quickly as and as productive as possible. Anyway, His business, he's got a side business where he actually has a podcast at weddings. And it's really, really weird. So basically, he would go around during the reception and he would just grab a microphone and just interview random people during the wedding, which in a way
Right.
on paper kind of sounds quite interesting. But
Yeah.
both of you and I have been married. You don't want that. You don't want some random
No.
guy, some stranger going around with pointing the fucking microphone at people. But I'm like, I
No.
really want to get him on, just ask him, like, how is that business going? Because I'm really
Well,
curious.
there was I mean, a wedding I went to recently, there was a thing where you had to like get these random photos of people, and one of them, I'd like, I'm very much assuming that this one on his card was to get a photo of a woman's feet. And this weird bloke came up to my wife and asked her to take her shoes off to take a picture of her feet. Honestly, I swear to God, I was about to punch him. He's like, no, 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 it was on my card. It's like,
That is
yeah, you're
weird.
still not taking that photo. Fuck off. Yeah,
That
just
is
odd.
really odd, isn't it? Who wrote that
Yeah,
card? I think he wrote it
I
himself.
don't even know if that card was written. I never saw it. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, no,
weird.
strange. He was some bloke's weird second cousin or uncle or something.
It's
Weird,
always some
weird.
uncle, isn't it? It's always a fucking Uncle
Yeah,
Dick, isn't it?
yeah, just a bit weird.
It's
But
always an Uncle Perv.
yeah, I mean, similar kind of thing. Like, imagine like imagine you're having a good time at a wedding as a guest, and someone comes around and shoves a microphone in your face and say, "Can
Do you
if
not
I
enjoy
interview you for about
weddings?
10 minutes?" Again, it depends on whose wedding it is. If it's
Yeah,
family wedding, they're good fun because you know most people there, and it's generally that's a good laugh. If you are the if it's like your wife who knows the person and you don't really know anyone else there,
yeah.
less
We went
so.
to that. We literally went to that exact type scenario in October
Yeah,
last year, and
it's
luckily,
fine, but it's never as
yeah.
fun.
But
Yeah.
luckily, I don't know what it is. Like, this is the one thing. This is the one thing I'll be cocky about. Okay,
Mm.
but I just strive off of it. I just love meeting strangers and just asking them and I'm seriously interested in their life. I don't know what it is. Maybe
Mm.
this is perfect for why I'm a podcaster, but I'm seriously interested in their life. And sometimes I look at me and
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you asking me how my shit was this morning? No, I'm joking. I don't go that far into detail. But I'll be like, what do you do for a living? Like, do you have any pets? Do you know what I mean? All that bollocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why. Curious, George, I am.
See, yeah, I mean, I'm quite cynical. I don't trust people. Don't trust
No.
anything they have to say. Yeah.
But you only live once. Like everyone, no matter who you're speaking to, no matter how Christian they are either, they'll always dial it up to 11. Just like social media. Like social media portrays people as their perfect self, just like at the
Mm.
gym, I guess, as well. But you just need to understand that, and you can't let that impact you. Like I know a couple of people, well, not say a couple of people. There's so many people in the world are depressed because of social media. And I
Yeah.
honestly think it's because they're comparing themselves to a fake thing, to a fake person, to filters, to. Of course,
Yep.
they're not going to. Why would I post about how in pain I was yesterday and that I was sick up my ass? I'm not going to be posting that sort of shit. Do you know what I mean?
No, you
Why
just
would
put
I
it on the
post
internet
my.
forever.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to post that my son's throwing his toys at me and is having one of those bad days. People aren't going to post the negatives. They'll only post about the positives. That's what people are saying.
Oh. I mean, I post photos when my cat kicks a glass off the table because I feel
That's
like
a
people need to know
positive.
about that.
That's a funny
How's that a
thing
positive?
because
It
it's
broke my
funny.
glass. Little shit.
Yeah, but people aren't going to sympathise with you. Buy another
No,
glass.
they're not. They'll just
It's
find it
funny.
funny.
You have a
Oh,
cat. It's on
yeah.
you. Like these things happen. Oh god, we're approaching. This is a late one. We're going back to
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
hour and a half
not
ones
wrong.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we I'll put a pin in
We
my
could probably
list.
wrap that up there, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah,
I reckon
we'll
an
wrap it
hour and
up.
15's a good stint. Yeah.
I'm not sure. What the question to you right now is right because I have to come up with
Mm.
the name of the podcast every single week.
Smarties needs to be in there somewhere.
Smarties. I'm not. This is you. This is your opportunity, Mike. We're 13 episodes in now. You have
Yep.
you have the reins. What are we calling this episode? I've set a bit of a trend with
There's
the names. See, it's not as easy as it fucking looks, is it, Mike? All right.
I've got two out of the 3 words. I'm searching for the third. It's coming to me. It's
No,
in.
you don't
It's
have to. It
percolating.
doesn't have to have 3 things in it. I know there's a couple of episodes that
No,
have
no,
3
no.
things.
That's it. That's the word. I like that
What?
word, percolating. So the title is Smarties, Networking, and Percolations.
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 Is that a word?
Percola. Yeah, Percolations. So when you're percolating, it's like when you're
Yeah.
brewing coffee, it's percolating.
Yeah.
Like something in the background is
Percolations.
just, yeah.
I need to
I
write that
don't know if
down now,
that's a
mate.
word.
Sorry.
Maybe
What did
I've
you say?
maybe I've just Smarties,
Yeah.
networking, and
Networking.
percolations. I don't know if I've made that word up. I know percolating is a word. I don't know about percolations.
It's come up
I
as
hope it's a word.
percolations, yeah?
Percolations. Yeah, that's how I'm spelling it.
Yeah, I think it's come up. It's got a blue line underneath it, so it is slightly confused. I
Yeah.
think. No, it's got a blue line underneath it because I spelt it wrong. Okay, we're fine.
Maybe I should just check to make sure that is actually a word. But
Oh, God,
percolate,
you've got me coughing now. It doesn't have to.
percolations.
We're now going to set a trend of having to have 3 subjects within the title of the episode.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be funny. I mean, okay, so percolations isn't a word, but percolation is. I like percolations, though. It sounds good. It's
Yeah,
like
let's just make up
musings.
words.
Yeah, fuck it.
Smarties, networking, and percolations. Thanks for listening to Smarties, networking,
Oh,
percolations.
Jesus. It's in
And if
me.
you're not watching on YouTube, please do, just for that bit, because just imagine
Oh,
that voice inside you.
mm.
I'm like
If they're
your
wearing
Jiminy
headphones on, there
Cricket. I'm like
probably
your
is at this point.
conscience.
The thing is, I can see
Eat
you
mini
moving.
eggs. Eat
Oh,
mini eggs.
I can see you moving close to the microphone, but they can't if they're listening on Spotify.
Oh, that's funny.
Other streaming
Sorry.
services are available.
There's so many fucking streaming services, mate. There's more streaming services than fucking podcasts at this point. I don't understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thanks for listening.
There we are.
We need more followers on Instagram. I want to hit 60 by the. I want to hit 65 by the end of March. We're on 49 at the minute. That's not much to ask, guys. Please, just give us a share. Tell your friends about us.
Are we getting more listeners than that? Because if we are, and you're not following us on
We
Instagram,
are.
you need to.
Yeah, that's what I'm
We're following.
saying.
Come on. Come
We've got
on.
100 listeners per episode averaging right now. It's quite an achievement. We're only, a few months in
Yeah.
a way. 13 episodes. That's not bad.
Oh.
But follow us. Fucking hell. That's a
Yeah.
threat.
I mean, we're not going to get bigger. We're not going to get sponsors. And
I'm
you
getting
guys
bigger,
need
mate.
to
All
know
these fucking mini eggs, I tell you what.
you guys need to know how hard I can sell out. This is a thing. Like, Huel, I've never touched the stuff in my life, but yeah, if they want to sponsor me like
Have you
every
not
other.
tried Huel? It's quite good, you know.
No, dude, no.
What's
Sponsor me,
funny is that it looks like what came up my arse yesterday. And on that note,
though.
have a good week. We'll see you next week, potentially with a guest. Again, sorry for letting you guys down, but you prefer us talking about sick out the arse, don't you? Why have we not mentioned that in the title? Bye!
Bye.